You're listening to the Decentralized Talk Podcast, your crypto connection.
Decentralized Talk. Decentralized Talk.
All right, guys. Welcome to another outstanding episode of the Decentralized Talk Podcast, the best crypto podcast you've ever heard of. Also, the best podcast you've never heard of. If you're new to the crypto space, we appreciate you guys joining us. We're going to be breaking down crypto happenings, general bullshit, and current events influencing the crypto markets. We're growing week over week. Audience is getting bigger and bigger. We appreciate everybody out there. So thank you guys so much for your comments. Thank you so much for your love. As always, you can reach us out on whatever your favorite platform is. Be sure to subscribe on iTunes, iHeart, Google Music, Spotify. We're everywhere. As always, guys, we got our massively popular 3-on-3 Fast Break segment with You'll Have to Find Out. This is not investing advice. That's right. This is just our opinions. It's football season, guys. It's time for the fake out.
I don't even know what we're going to talk about. This should be really good.
That's right.
I'm intrigued.
We're taking a knee on this subject. Decent. This is not investing advice.
You don't take a knee on me. Colors don't run, bitch.
Listen, we stand for crypto. Okay.
I stand. Yes.
We stand for crypto. This is not investing advice, Decent. This is just our opinions. Please do your own research when investing in cryptocurrencies. All right, guys, it's time to talk about blockchain and the man. As you heard in the intro, there's a small reference to the counterculture associated with not giving a fuck anymore. And I think that's kind of where we're at. I think that's where a lot of people see cryptocurrency. I'm not going to take a personal position on it, but I do certainly see where we have business in blockchain and we have huge government influences, and the things that are happening and the things that we're going to see over the course of the next decade are going to change the way that everyone does everything. And to that end, we're going to talk about a little bit of research that's been recently done with blockchain patents, particularly in China. So, Hesto, tell me about that. Alibaba.
Oh, yeah. No, I did hear about that this week. So Alibaba supposedly is accounting for what percentage was it of all blockchain patents globally?
I think it's 90%.
90% of all blockchain patents globally. That's
like 9 out of 10.
Look, what I take
I
out
like
of that,
Alibaba too. I think they're
anybody that's invested in Alibaba should probably like them. And even if you're not,
that's why I like them.
Me too. But so okay, what this proves to me is that this Bitcoin thing, this crypto thing, is not just a craze bubble that's going to burst to zero. Now, I think a lot of altcoins are going to go to zero, and that's probably hard for a lot of people to hear because a lot of these shit coins out there that you've probably invested in or I've invested in will probably go to zero soon, I think. But I think there's going to be a few that stick around.
If they're not already there.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
You hold your tongue. Zinfin will
rise one. Zinfin the Phoenix
will rise again.
Will rise again.
Phoenix
just like the
coin.
South did.
Hash Zinfin.
Oh wait.
Yeah, the South. We're still waiting on that one. They're getting ready though.
Any day now.
Dude, I'm telling you.
Any day.
It's coming. It's coming. What were we talking about? Alibaba. Yeah, I think I got kind of off track there. But no, what this shows to me is that, like, okay, if these companies are investing in blockchain technology, now that doesn't necessarily mean they're investing in cryptocurrencies.
Right.
It doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to have a cryptocurrency. But what it does mean is blockchain technology is going to be around, and what was the first thing to implement blockchain technology? Bitcoin. So Bitcoin's going to be around. If blockchain technology is going to be around, Bitcoin's still going to be around. And the top players in the cryptocurrency game, I think, will still be around as well.
Who else is in that top player bracket? So we got Alibaba's taking 90% of the applicants. Who else is in there?
I was trying to find what's the Aladdin song with the
I can show you the world.
No,
Yeah, but
Prince
the other-
Ali,
Alibaba.
Alibaba.
No, it's Alibaba. Come on, that's racist.
Oh, we were talking about Alibaba.
It's Alibaba. God
It's
damn it.
Alibaba.
Pardon
It really
me
is. It's totally
No,
different.
I think you're right. Yeah, you are right.
for poetic license.
Racist.
Pretty much that entire movie was racist as shit.
A lot of Disney movies are racist as shit.
The genie was Robin Williams. Come on, he ended up killing himself.
What does that have to do with race?
You would think his last wish would be like, hey, like make
Don't die.
make me not kill myself. Ah, fuck, I'm out of wishes.
I'm not going to comment on
You're
that.
not gonna touch that one?
I don't know.
It's wide
I don't
open,
know what
man.
to say.
All right. Okay. So, what are we talking about? Big business. What's another big player in the big business game? IBM.
Dude,
You know,
there's
who doesn't throw their money around? IBM.
There's so many big businesses in the blockchain space right now.
MasterCard, IBM, Bank of America.
Apple, Toyota, Samsung, Walmart. I mean, you name them, and they're
Waffle House.
trying to do something with it.
Waffle House changed the game, honestly.
What, Wi-Fi?
Waffle House. You have Waffle House coin?
Oh,
Go to Waffle House. Get
Kodak
Waffle House
coin. I mean,
Yeah. Oh, well, man, God, Kodak coin changing the world.
Coin.
Long Island
Changing
blockchain.
the
They
world.
just literally they misinterpreted it at Kodak, and they just like literally took your photographs and put them onto a chain, and then
Like
they
they
mailed
were
them
on
to
your
you.
neck.
Taped
Right.
them on a chain.
Oh, that reminds me. Did you guys see the Bitcoins at Walmart?
Yes,
yeah, the
edible.
chocolate.
Yeah. Hey, I see Walmart
Hey.
getting that out there. Even if
Yeah.
it's like trying to be, it's funny. It's a little lighthearted, but
Well, yeah, it's
man, that's just cool mainstream attention.
publicity. Yeah.
You guys remember that story from a couple years ago about that couple in Florida that got arrested for selling golden tickets to heaven?
No.
No.
Yeah. So so there's this guy and his girlfriend, and they were selling golden tickets to heaven when they got
Yeah,
arrested.
Wait.
They said that he met Jesus behind the Kentucky Fried Chicken. This is
Okay.
like legit. This is like from his quotes.
It sounds legit. How do I get one?
Well, you go to Kentucky Fried Chicken.
I don't know why you guys are laughing. I
Kentucky
need
Fried
one of those
Chicken.
golden tickets
Whoa.
right now.
Yeah, I think you're going to a different chicken restaurant than I've been going to.
I've been getting
Kentucky Fried is.
I've been getting something. It's some kind of. I've been getting. I don't want to say what it is. I'm getting there, but it's not a golden ticket.
It's
It rhymes with Lades.
Original recipe.
Is it a ticket to the ER?
I mean, I don't want to go into detail, but doctors say I have 6 to 8 months, so it's not a
To
golden
party.
ticket. You only get one life. YOLO.
You got 6 to 8 months to live. You better screw everything you can.
You know what I'm gonna do in those 6 to 8 months?
But yeah, after you just
A
got
shit
diagnosed.
ton of episodes for this show. That's my dying wish to leave a legacy of crypto knowledge to you great people out there.
That's steep.
Yeah, right. I got real heartfelt with it.
That's deep.
Uh,
So
so
for the
how
record, Hesto actually is not dying of AIDS. He just made light of like a real disease that's out there, and
AIDS
So
is not real.
we don't-
That's debatable.
We don't need all the letters. We know he's fucked up. So just don't send anything.
Not touching that one either.
Do not send anything to our info address.
Or
More importantly, than
Back on the gold
Alibaba.
yeah. Okay, so where were you going with this golden ticket idea?
Well, he just there's the couple there selling golden tickets, and then when the cops arrested him, he said that basically he had a conversation with Jesus. He met Jesus behind a Kentucky Fried Chicken, and he said that he needed to get money to go up in a spaceship, and he was going to take him off to another planet, and he was going to have a guaranteed seat if he could get people to buy these golden tickets. And then he went further and said he was willing to wear a wire and set up Jesus. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
And
this
so he's willing to wear a wire, set up Jesus.
Was the guy's name L. Ron Hubbard?
No, his name I think was protected. So thank God.
Yeah.
But the point is, it's just only a matter of time before those chocolate bitcoins are being sold.
No, well, that already happened.
Kentucky Fried Chicken.
You don't remember the guy that was selling Chuck E. Cheese tokens as Bitcoin?
Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah. I mean, if you're stupid enough to believe anything, then you kind of deserve it, I guess.
I mean, at least you can go to Chuck E. Cheese. Play
Hell yeah.
ball.
Hell yeah, you could have won like a sick ass spider for that many Bitcoin.
Ooh, actually, I'm checking it out on Snopes.
Snopes
said that is false.
What's false?
That is not a real story. Did a man sell Chuck E.
Ooh.
Cheese tokens as Bitcoin? Story claiming that a man had scammed people by selling Bitcoins was just fake news from a repeat offender.
The Onion.
Oh, okay. All right. I know we're supposed to be talking about blockchain and the man, but one thing that I see as the man is not just big business, but big whales and big money in the market.
Especially
That brings me to
sperm whales.
Oh, sperm whales are the worst or the best, considering or just depending on where your attitude's at.
Sure, I don't judge.
What did you guys think of this recent crash? All of a sudden, in 30 minutes,
I thought it was awesome. Loved it. I was a big fan of it. I was a huge fan. I thought it was great. It made me feel dope.
My accounts turn red. I love it.
So
I love when people tell me just to hold out, and then they're like, okay, well this time make sure you take profits. I'm like, dude, first of all, I'm so far behind at this point that this not
yeah, you can't
stupid.
take profits when you're still 80% down.
Right, it just pisses me off when people are like, take profits. I'm like, okay, listen, I didn't see this coming. I didn't see 80% drops.
Bro, you better take your negative 70% drop instead of that negative 84% drop.
Yeah.
To get that 70% loss.
Yeah, dude, my Lambo is turning into a
my Lambo was
on the
repoed
quest.
months ago. My Lambo said bye-bye a long time ago. And they spent Bitcoin on a little old station wagon. They got repo too. Sold it for Ken.
I'm like, listen, do you take Ethereum?
Yeah. They were like,
And the guy, his license plate said "fuck Vitalik," so I thought it was a pretty bad sign. So looking further down this year's Global 2000 list, it appears the vast majority of the largest corporations in the world are also exploring blockchain. Just to name a few of the important and most prominent are Microsoft, Alphabet, which is the parent company of Google, and Walmart. Among the notable U.S. firms, German auto manufacturing Daimler, as in Daimler Chrysler, Japanese auto manufacturers Mitsubishi, and Russian banks.
Volkswagen also this week
Burbank?
into IOTA.
Yeah, you mean literally like the coin IOTA, or you mean like broadly the Internet of Things?
No, I mean literally the coin IOTA. They partnered with IOTA this week. Recently, I was reading up on Ethereum and Ether specifically. And I guess this can be tied into big businesses. Yeah, Ether. I think a lot of businesses are looking to invest in Ethereum or Ether as transaction means for smart contracts. But basically, there's a flaw that I have discovered in the Ethereum code.
Did you just call me Crimit?
And that flaw is that you do not have to use Ethereum as a transaction means. To do smart contracts on the Ethereum network, you don't have to use Ether. Ether has been called like the fuel or the gas for Ethereum, but you don't actually need to use Ethereum to do that job. You can do it with any coin. All you need is consensus. So everybody that mines that would know that they're mining that coin instead of Ethereum. So it begs the question, why does Ether have any value if it's not necessary? You can still use the Ethereum blockchain with any cryptocurrency. So if you want to start your ICO about it's going to the moon coin, they would purchase it with it's going to the moon coin and sell it's going to the moon coin instead of pegging it against the Ethereum, which is highly volatile in the first place. And that's used as the gas. That pays the transaction fees and funds the project. So what is the need for Ethereum in the first place? It got me thinking. And if all these companies are now, I think most companies are.
But I think the Linda figured that out already. I think the Linda guys already figured that out. That's why that's why they don't care about Linda or Linda X. It has they care about it, but that's not the main focus. That they're focusing on a platform to build off of. So their competitor actually is Ethereum technically, even though they're in a much smaller market cap.
Join the club. Ethereum has 18 competitors.
Well, I'd rather be one of the top 18 competitors of Ethereum than
the bottom 18.
Well, if there's only 18, I'd rather be number 18 than
nothing at all.
Right. But what I just mean is that I think that's what's really clever about that team is that they're putting together a platform to build things on, and they don't really care if you use Linda or Linda X or what you use. That's not the point. The point is they see, and I think the more and more people we talk to in the crypto space, it's turning into more of a there's a huge utility argument for cryptocurrency as a data mining tool, like a customer card. When you go to a Wegmans or an HEB or a Kroger, and you use their card, a lot of time, now, I don't even think any of those, if you have their card, it doesn't even give you a discount anymore. It's just
a credit card.
It's not even a credit card. It's not even like an application or anything. Literally, you just swipe the card and it tracks.
Data mining tool.
That's literally
they send you coupons.
Right. They send you
right.
They send you coupons based on your purchases and that kind of shit. So.
Oh yeah, it's incredible. The analytics that go into it, it's incredible because they will. I heard about this story where this lady sued Target. It was, I believe, because their analytical software. And the purchases she was making using her Target credit card, they knew she was pregnant before she told anybody, and so she started getting advertisements in the mail for pregnancy things, and she hadn't told anybody yet. And I don't know. I guess her husband found out, and then she busted the news out and all that stuff. But she sued him. I don't think she won. Honestly, I don't remember, but I did hear about that. Is their analytical software was so good. And they were their data mining was so good.
There is a plus side to the software. I think that's why people accept it. I mean, the benefit to all this data collection.
Pros and cons with everything.
Yeah, well, like most things, hell doesn't have a lot of pros.
I don't know, man. If you're cold-blooded, you get some heat. Some people like summer. Some people like winter.
Yeah, I don't think burning sulfurous lake of fire is heat, but well, I'll give it to you. There could be somebody there who's like,
everybody.
Can we turn the heat up a little bit in here?
Yeah. You have met all 7 billion people.
That's true, and that's a very valid argument for almost everything. So keep that one in your back pocket. Anytime you want to win an argument, you can always shoot that one out there. That's always for everybody out there listening. Just keep in mind, Hesto, the Bitcoin backpacker, has got some debate tips for you.
Unless you have met all 7 million people.
Yeah, you really have nothing to say, honestly.
Well, if you've only met 7 million people, you're going to be short by a factor of 10. But
7 people.
unless you've met both people other than me, which I'm pretty sure is just Heston and Prater, you're going to have trouble. But no, but data is, a lot of people enjoy it, and it does help with the system, like from a connectivity perspective and from like a community perspective. It's good if they know that they've got a certain percentage of their population that always buys fresh strawberries every Thursday. Then that means that the growers can know that, and then that means that they can time everything for when they're picked, and they can. So they're trying to. So in the capitalist economy, they're trying to maximize how much money they make off of you, but the result is that you get better strawberries, and that's the big win in the system. And so data mining can be good. It can also be super fucked up because they're mining you, and if they're not telling you about it, that's the really sneaky part. Or, I mean, I think the really controversial thing right now is they tell you that they're data mining you, but they just put it in a 45-page click at the bottom here and accept terms and agreement and move on.
Yep. For me, I mean, data mining, I think I understand the convenience of, basically giving all of your information away. But I think it's a slippery slope. I think it's a dangerous thing that, a dangerous web we weave that we need to like navigate through, in order to still have some level of privacy with these large corporations, and not to let them, like, honestly just take over our lives, unless society has spoken and that's what we want. I think something needs to come along that prevents corporations from running our lives completely, because of the information they have. Blockchain might be the answer, hopefully.
So I'm going to put you as the not pro man category.
No. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of
El Mono.
The man.
El Mono, which actually means the hand, by the way.
Are we talking about Method Man?
Not yet.
Oh.
We could be. The way this podcast is going, we definitely could be.
It could be. We can go talk about ODB.
Oh, yeah.
But
hey,
it'd be like a short.
Hey, I got your money. Don't you worry. Said hey.
The last I heard about Wu Tang, they're building a school for underprivileged kids in.
That's cool.
Yeah. So
cool.
Then it's kind of like, now what?
Yeah.
Now they're data mining those kids to see what they're.
They'll tell them they're gonna all be brainwashed by nothing but Wu Tang music for the rest of their lives.
Yeah, how you gonna like be listening to Wu Tang music in class, and the teacher's gonna be like, "Get that shit off of here," and you're gonna be like, "Whoa! This is funding my education,
bitch,
bitch, no ass bitch."
Wow!
Step off,
Step off,
bitch.
Hostile students.
It's Wu Tang for life, bitch.
So I think what's probably the most striking, though, is the diversity of companies on the list that are also exploring the blockchain. So when you take a look at how it's financial institutions, it's computer companies, it's data mining companies, it's retailers like Walmart. Everybody's exploring blockchain like it's their 16-year-old body. Having started a financial technology tool with the creation of Bitcoin as a faster, cheaper way to move monetary value across borders, has evolved into a technology for moving all kinds of value and the data itself, basically with less resistance on the central authorities. So that's kind of a complicated way to say that Bitcoin skips the big bodies and helps connect people more directly from whoever they're interacting with to themselves. And it causes probably the least friction between those two, the least amount of people that have to. It's amazing. I'll try to find the video for the next podcast, but it's amazing the amount of people in a transaction. When you go to Walmart and you swipe a credit card, It's like 6 or 7 different companies that get a little piece of every single one of these transactions. Clearing houses, processing companies, the credit card companies, the financial institutions, the backers,
The store.
the store. I mean, the store, you'd think the store got the bulk of it. And I'm sure they do get the bulk of it. But when you swipe your card at 50 different stores and that store got the bulk of the transaction, but one company was the clearinghouse for all of those transactions, then you don't even know it. But you're making other companies extremely rich, because they're acting to facilitate. And the same thing. It's the same thing like data mining. We're asking for it. We want these super fast transactions, and so we kind of like turn a blind eye to these big lurching corporations. Go ahead, P.
Most of the corporations aren't using it for transactions, though. I mean, it's crazy all the applications that they're using it for. I mean,
you mean like data mining and that kind of stuff?
Well, no, just the blockchain in general. What all these
Walmart.
companies.
Oh, you're talking about
Yeah, just in general. I mean, data mining isn't really even one of them either. I mean, probably the biggest use case for these big companies is supply chain management. That's what most of them are utilizing the blockchain for. I mean, Walmart, Samsung, that's the big sell for the blockchain right now is supply chain management for a lot of these bigger corporations. But there's a bunch of other stuff too. I mean, was it Apple is looking at it for time stamping data? I mean,
so like Hudson said earlier, none of these applications really have anything to do with crypto.
Yep.
Well, they have to do with blockchain,
Right.
But they don't have their own
not the.
cryptocurrencies.
Yeah, but if you're,
technology,
Walmart doesn't need a crypto, Microsoft doesn't need a crypto, Google doesn't need a crypto. I think that
Now, some of those companies are investing in some cryptos, like a Stellar
Or partnering.
partnering, yeah, like Stellar, IOTA,
Bank of America and Ethereum.
Yeah, there's a few out there. So that can give you some solace and faith that some of these cryptocurrencies are going to be around, because IBM's not going to just invest in something and throw their money away. I would assume they're not in the habit of doing that. So I would assume that IBM has done a lot of research and due diligence before partnering with someone like Stellar, So some of these cryptos will be around forever.
But in the same respect, IBM's building their own blockchain. So it's a hedge against that. I mean, if Stellar just craps out, then they're like, oh, well, we've got our own blockchain now. So,
and I think we've talked about this before. So I'm looking at CoinMarketCap right now. It's $197 billion.
That's crazy. It was $800 billion.
Okay, so
not even a year ago.
So imagine if your company like IBM or your company like Walmart, you wouldn't want to buy the whole space. But let's just say you just wanted to buy Bitcoin. Let's see, what is today's September 9th, 2018. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Circulating the supply, 17 million. That's getting so close, dude.
I mean, it really doesn't matter how close it is. You don't have to have a whole Bitcoin.
Well, I just mean before, I think once
if a Bitcoin's $1 million each,
crazy. Then
even institutional investors will be buying decimals of Bitcoin, so it really doesn't matter.
109 billion.
Well,
so that's not so much that if you wanted to buy 10% of the market and you were a company like this, or 10 or 20 or 30% of the market, you couldn't do it.
Well, that's the thing. Like,
what's a share of Berkshire Hathaway right now?
Berkshire Hathaway, let's see what the market cap is. Market cap, 528 billion.
Twice the size of the cryptocurrency market.
Yeah, twice the size of all of crypto.
Yes.
And that's just one company.
Think about this. Okay. What if all these ERC20 ICOs that were shit coins from the start don't have a team that can develop a single thing, and now starting to like see the light and see how fraudulent they really are. Even though they had a dream in their eye and they really wanted to make something that changed the world, they couldn't. And now they want to sell that Ethereum back that they made from the ICO, but now Ethereum's not worth anything because it's just crashing. Then what? Then people invested a lot of money into ICOs, and nobody won. The people that invested the money didn't get anything because the project failed, and the company didn't even get anything because when they went to sell their Ethereum was worth diddly squat, as my mom likes to say.
She does like to say that.
Right?
Yeah, that's
I mean, that could be.
What are you getting at?
I'm getting at that. I'm predicting Ethereum will fall.
Really?
I think Ethereum's gonna fall.
Well, it can't fall to zero.
It won't fall to zero, but it'll fall so low that it's going to be overtaken by one of the other coins that does smart contracts, among other things like EOS or Cardano or
I hate to say it, but that's
Neo or a lot of
these
coins
maximalists, these Bitcoin maximalists, man. They look smarter and smarter every day.
Bitcoin is something else. It's something completely different than any other cryptocurrency, and that's why everything else is called altcoin.
So what makes Bitcoin different than an altcoin then? I mean, I know we talk about this a lot, but there are some people just showing up on this episode.
We may talk about this every episode.
It's important. Yeah, well, it's important though. What is it that makes Bitcoin so much different?
Nothing.
Other than name recognition and the no central authority factor.
That's the biggest
It's
thing.
not that different, and it's not even the best.
Central authority.
It's not even the best at what it does. There's so many other coins that are better than it. At what it's supposed to be is like this, super fast transaction.
Naturalistic expialidocious.
Digital cash, right? That's what Satoshi said. It should be a form of digital cash. It can't be that.
Cash.
Right. Yeah, it like can't be that at this point. So they keep trying to upgrade it, which is fine, and it may reach that point where it is digital cash, or it may reach the point where it's digital gold instead, and it's more of a slow kind of gain or a hedge against inflation or stock market, So who knows what the future will hold, but I think a lot of altcoins are going to drop off like shit coins. And we're already kind of seeing that. And yeah. And so there's going to be a lot more dumps and not as many pumps for a long time. But then if you do have the balls to invest in a market like this when it's really like completely crumbling around you, some of those projects will be successful, I think. And I would say the ones to look at are the ones that big businesses are investing in, because they tend to not, like I said earlier, they tend to not want to throw their money away.
Well,
didn't you just say Bank of America? Right.
Bank of America is investing in Ethereum.
Right. Followed by don't invest.
Well, Bank of
in Ethereum.
I'm against the banks though. So whatever they're investing in,
it's a caveat.
Yeah.
Caveat.
So Bank of America is not a good example. I would say go against whatever they choose.
I think honestly, like more and more day by day, I'm becoming more of a maximalist. I really am. It's not that I don't see the value in these other projects. I do see the value in many of these other projects, but I just don't see their sustainability. It's not there for me because they have a CEO. Because at the end of the day, there's always the question. I mean, not having a chief executive and not having an executive team or nobody being in control of Bitcoin does some very, very powerful things. Not the least of which is it means that you can never have a situation where a person or a group of people, a small group of people, say, well, we want Bitcoin to have more coins. So let me just type that up, and now they've got more coins. every other coin can do that. Every other altcoin can do that. Their team can do that, and you have to buy into that's why it's such an emotional appeal on so many of these altcoins. Which again, I love these altcoins. I do, and I'm heavily invested in many altcoins. But I think as this bear market hits and it gets scarier and scarier, I tend to want to put my money
back in Bitcoin.
Where your mouth is.
I think a lot of people
where my mouth is.
I think a lot of people are feeling the same exact way you are, because the alts are crashing so much. I think a lot of people are taking their money out of the alts and putting it in Bitcoin because, as you see, Bitcoin's been holding steady at 6,000 all year. Like, it'll drop, fucking skyrocket down, but it won't really go past 5,700 since about this time last year, I think.
Right. In the meantime, alts have been in a train wreck.
Yeah, because people are selling that and putting it back into Bitcoin as like a safe haven. It's my theory, at least.
I think a lot of it's going back into Bitcoin, and a lot of it's just sitting in Tether. I think people are just stepping out completely, just hanging out in Tether or other tied currencies.
Yeah, it's true.
Which you can check out our episode on stable currencies.
Yeah.
You can learn more about stable.
Good informative one right there. I feel like my voice got really deep and sensual there. Here's the next episode about stable coins.
So you don't want a fifth sandwich? Does love not have the aroma of fine, fine diamonds?
Ladies Man, right?
What is that? What is Ladies Man?
Isn't that who that was?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
That quote you just said.
No, I don't think so. I just made that up.
I don't think that is that from Ladies Man. I know that sounds like him, but I don't remember that quote from the movie.
No, it's definitely Ladies Man.
I just remember talking about cognac.
It's first of all, it's Cavassier.
Cavassier, that's right. That's right.
I'm a big Leon Phelps
fan.
I'm bullish on bullish on Leon Phelps and Michael Phelps.
Just Phelps in general.
Phelps in general.
Got to go with the Phelps.
You know what I'm saying? And now it's time for our coin focus. Our coin focus of the day is not Qtum, but Quantum. QTUM. Qtum is actually a brand of baby foods. Qtums.
That makes
$9.99. Your local grocery.
Baby food.
It's highly expensive. It's all organic.
Well, aren't they
packaging?
all?
The packaging is all organic.
All
the
organic
baby food
full
is
of heavy metals.
riddled with heavy metals and what is it? Not PCP.
GMOs.
No, what is DDT?
Yes.
Riddled with
Which is
heavy
great
metals,
for
DDT.
small children.
They love it. They love
Yeah.
it. Makes them walk a little funny for a while, but they get over it.
They get over it. But Quantum it's based on a Bitcoin Core fork, and it was basically built to simplify smart contracts for business, on kind of staying on the big business theme and for institutional operations.
And if people don't remember what a fork is, check out episode 30. Stick a fork in it. By the way.
Yeah.
What the fork did you say?
Did you
but
just
really,
get DJ screwed?
You forking with me?
No.
You forking with me, bro?
Sorry, Prater's trying to say something like that. Substantive.
Yeah, I'll shut the fork up.
Nobody cares. But basically, it's just a combination of Bitcoin,
Fork,
Ethereum. So
Fork off, bro.
If you go by Heston's analysis, it's going to be half useless in a little while before too long. The Bitcoin app will be great, but the Ethereum app is going to get you.
No. I think the Ethereum blockchain is crucial, but the Ether this so-called gas that is useless. So their blockchain, Quantum, has a great idea because they're implementing, Ethereum's blockchain. But go on.
Well, I mean, that's basically what it is at its core. It's, kind of a little bit of Bitcoin, a little bit of Ethereum, mixed all together in kind of the hopes of drawing in big business is what it sounds like to me. They're not really focused.
How do they do it though? How do they add Bitcoin?
Okay.
Well, they just created their own blockchain.
So, no, they didn't. No.
Well, they did. They forked off the Bitcoin core. You're right.
So is it a soft or a hard fork?
It's a hard fork. Now, what it is they had to figure out how to combine the Bitcoin blockchain and Ethereum blockchain because they wanted Bitcoin with smart contracts, and the Bitcoin core team basically was like, that can't happen. It's impossible. So what they did was how they combined it was with an extra layer in between. Now you can't see this, so I'll try to visualize it. It basically, you have
right now he's doing a lot of stuff with his fingers and hands. So
even if you could,
let me just paint a theater of the mind picture for you.
You would probably understand less.
Now he's doing karate.
Looks like actually that looks like Krav Maga.
So this is what I know about this. How they combine the two. So you have the Bitcoin.
Oh my God, that one was unnecessary.
You have the Bitcoin blockchain, which at the base of the blockchain it is what is called a UTXO, unspent transaction output blockchain. Basically, you have a bunch of transactions coming in to a transaction block, and then they spit out a bunch of like recipients, right? So each block has a bunch of arrows pointing into it and then a bunch of arrows pointing out to it. It ends up being very complicated because each little arrow could go to a different block in the chain, making like a web, which can be complicated. So
he's making web shapes and arrow patterns with his finger.
I am. The Ethereum blockchain.
I'm just trying to walk everybody through it.
The Ethereum blockchain is much more simple, and it accounts for like storage of Ethereum.
So he has nothing. He's showing nothing now.
Yeah, I have no hands up right now. I'm purposely hiding my hands at this point. So, okay, Ethereum uses the Ethereum count model. That's what it's called. And it's simplified instead of webbing out because of the unspent transaction output. It's more simplified and streamlined into one chain.
Right now he's making a straight line with his fingers.
So how they combine the two is they add a layer in between called the account abstraction layer, the AAL. And
a sandwich shape.
It's a basic. This is a line of code in my fingers here.
Now he's doing an inch, like a long inch with his pointer finger and his thumb.
No one is going to listen to this. Okay.
And nor they should.
No.
This is great. I'm painting a very vivid picture.
Yeah.
So you have the two blockchains, and in the middle you have the AAL. And the AAL, all it is a translator layer. So it translates the Ethereum account model, the basic premise of the Ethereum blockchain, and translates it into UTXO, which is the unspent transaction output that Bitcoin uses. So basically, they just that's how they combine the two. Is they take the Ethereum blockchain and translate it using their AAL layer, and which supposedly in the coding world is not that out of the ordinary and pretty common deal. How you combine softwares and stuff like that.
It's pretty cool. So they basically just copy it one for one, but then they copy it on their own chain. Is that right?
I believe so.
Sounds
Yeah,
right.
I didn't need any hands for that. Okay.
That was a lot simpler.
The simplest way.
I had issues reading that small line of code that he was showing between his fingers. I just didn't.
It was very small.
It was there.
You wouldn't believe how small his fingers are. His hands make
If you've ever seen that Burger King commercial where they
This burger's so big. Oh, my hands are so small.
Heston's
guy
hands,
has giant
Trump's
hands.
hands look like a giant's.
Like Tony Robbins' hands.
Yes, like banana hands. Get off of me, banana hands! All right, so that's quantum.
But okay, quantum. There's a lot more that goes into quantum.
Tell me about it.
It's not just.
Also, for the record, he put his finger up in a stopping motion.
It's not just.
Hold on, sir.
It's not just combining Bitcoin and Ethereum. And honestly, if you think about that, that's already amazing. If you could have a Bitcoin that could also do smart contracts, I mean, they could be the next Bitcoin, right? Because smart contracts are the number 2 use case of blockchain technology as of now. So it could be a huge thing. But there are a lot of downsides because there's a lot of other cryptocurrencies that can do the same thing, which can combine the basic code from blockchain and smart contracts, which have faster transactions. Quantum's up to about 70 per second right now, but I mean, you take some of these EOS, Cardano, Neo, those things. They can do thousands of transactions a second. So Quantum has a lot of competition with EOS and Cardano and even Ethereum if they can.
It was one of the earlier coins to allow for multiple programming languages, but now a lot of them do that.
C++, and Java. But yeah, there's a lot of other coins that do that too. So it's like, it's going to have to push through a lot of competition, and that means it has to have a mainnet soon because, I mean, the EOS and Cardano still don't have anything. They've still never produced anything. So maybe if they can produce something before them, then they got a shot, I guess.
BitMax.
Yeah. Well, they have a lot of. Well, I don't know that they have a lot, but they have a few big partnerships as well, and that's always good to drive the coin as well. I know they, and I don't know if I'm going to say this properly, but Qihu 360.
This is a family program?
Yeah, well, my Chinese or my Mandarin is suspect at best.
Sorry.
Yeah.
You're talking
about. Which is a major software company in China? Yes.
I would imagine.
In Mexico?
It's a major in Brazil. Nobody knows what the fuck they're saying
in Mexico.
Because they speak Mandarin, but it's enormous in Brazil.
But
Rio is hot with Qihu.
So that is one of their bigger partnerships that they have already developed. So, you know, like we were saying, if these major companies are investing in these cryptocurrencies or, you know, blockchain projects, that says at least a little bit for them.
I think it does. I mean, I think it says a little bit, but again, I don't see.
It's like, how much do these companies waste on research and development? You know, that's something we need to see. You know, they're blowing millions of dollars. You know, is that really?
Yeah.
Because what are they truly investing in?
If they cut off $2 million to give their nephew a pet project in crypto,
is it?
You
Yeah,
know,
exactly.
just as a
big deal,
as a gamble. Yeah.
I like to think that it is a big deal, but it's tough to say.
It's tough
only
to say.
Time will tell, man. Only time will tell. As this space grows, I mean, I really do truly believe, like, as this space grows and blockchain grows, there's going to be a space for cryptocurrency. There's still billions of dollars in it, and if you look at it compared to last year, it's still up hella gains. So I think if you bought at the top of the bubble or around the top of the bubble, I think you're feeling it for sure. But if you look at the charts throughout, you know, the history of the crypto market, they kind of follow the same kind of pattern, basically. And they have these little semi-bubbles, and they burst, and then they go back down a little bit, but not as low as they were. And we're not as low as we were at the beginning of 2017 and, you know, times before this time last year. So, you know, as far as Bitcoin, at least, now a lot of these altcoins, they just came out of nowhere and blew up without having anything to back them. And then you kind of have to rely on the team. Hopefully they'll produce something. But if you bought at the, if you bought at the top. It could be like a lot of people that bought into the .com bubble, and they bought some of these internet
Brilliant
companies,
CEOs
and it
that
took
ran
20
those
years. I know there's some of the people that bought at the top of the Bitcoin or top of the .com bubble. It's taken 20 years for them to see
receive their
profits.
merchandise from pets.com.
No, to see actual profits from their.
My dog is dead, sir.
Well, here's your caller anyway.
I bought this
old
puppy.
pig.
I bought these puppy pads 20 years ago. My dog is dead, sir. Oh, we're not laughing at death jokes anymore.
No.
Yeah, man.
That's
Kill
only
Robin Williams did it for me.
the first half of the show.
Nah, that pets, man. That's gone. There's a line. There's a line, and you crossed it, sir. No dead pets. Only dead robins. Unless you have a
Never
robin
seen-
as a pet.
You never seen someone like me die.
It's you ain't never had a friend like me.
Oh yeah, that's what it is.
You ain't never had a friend like me commit suicide.
God,
Oh,
Jesus, thank God.
When crypto goes dark.
radio edit.
Oh, we're doing this live. You guys didn't know I'm streaming this straight to YouTube right now.
Oh, God.
Love it.
We have 7,000 viewers.
We're all raging pissed Robin
You
Williams
should
fans.
see the comments. Fuck you guys, Robin Williams for life.
Dorothy
Williams was the
Mantooth
best.
and Robin Williams was a saint.
This is Doubtfire.
Hello.
Hello, dearie. One lump or two, dearie.
How did we talk about Robin Williams twice in one episode? How does that even happen?
I don't
We talked
know,
about
but I like it.
dying. Well, the crypto market is basically committing suicide.
The crypto market is Robin Williams.
By the
Wow.
way,
was
let me
fun.
just make a note and say that suicide is not a laughing matter, and if you do have an issue or you're feeling like harming yourself, you should talk to somebody who's a professional. You should turn off this immediately.
will only drive you to insanity. It will not help.
So turn off this immediately, really, and you should find some actual help.
Yeah, talk to somebody.
And anyways, Robin Williams, that sucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, you seem like a good guy.
He's probably up in hell right now with the chef guy,
And you know what? I feel
Anthony
the same.
Bourdain. He's probably in hell with Anthony Bourdain
Yep.
right now, making jokes
Soup
about his
for
food
Hitler.
he's cooking.
I feel the same way
I don't
about
think Hitler gets soup in hell.
they.
I don't think that's what it's about. I don't
They
think
make him
he's
soup
like
so they
three-course
can
meals.
pour scalding soup on his face. That's like one of his tortures in the lunchtime.
I like that. I like that turnaround. Of
Of
course, they're making Hitler soup to throw in his face. Something hot.
I feel the same way about Robin
Soup.
Williams as I do about the crypto market. Is like it was fun, it was lovable. You just thought they were only going to the top, and then they killed themselves. And then
Wow.
every once in a while, a movie still comes out, even though they've been dead for a couple months, and that's called like a little pump in the market. Couple billion gets added, and then you remember like, oh no, wait, they're really gone.
And it takes a little piece of your soul or
Yeah,
wallet with it.
or definitely wallet. That's what a lot of these shit coins are. Robin Williams is.
And they're robbing my wallet. But again, that's the crazy thing. We got so many really good altcoins out there with good teams, and everything's tasty and good project, and everybody's legit, and they've been verified and backed up by this and that, and still they're getting crushed. And that's the big crazy thing right now, that you just can't.
It was just
Can't escape.
way overpriced for what is behind it. I mean, it's so hard to do in fundamentals, and I remember covering that in one of the episodes that we did early on. So hard to do fundamentals on these companies because they don't really produce anything, and a lot of them that have multi-million-dollar market caps haven't produced a single thing, and it's all based on theories and hypotheticals and like all these things that may happen. And I think the market is like kind of waking up to that and saying like, you know what, I've thrown my money in and it's already lost. Now this is what I don't understand. Like if you've already lost 80%, I don't really understand why you would even sell at that point. It's like, bro, it's okay. Might as well have lost it all.
Yeah, this is not
Like,
investing advice, but I wouldn't. I mean, you gotta
what's
suck
it called?
up.
A copulation, right? When you've already lost like a large amount in your investment and you just sell.
No, that's not what copulation is.
What's it called? What is copulation?
Copulation is the same as ejaculation.
What?
So, pretty sure copulation is not.
I'm looking that up. I don't believe you.
Be careful where you look that up at. I hope you're not at work.
Pornhub.com.
Why are all the articles on copulation on RedTube?
It is. You're right. So what is the word I'm thinking of? Capitulation. That's it. Capitulation.
No, capitulation is very different. Capitulation is what Robin Williams did to death.
Yeah. So
Capitulated to
the
death.
action of surrendering or ceasing to resist an opponent or demand. So basically, you lost and you still sell. You dropped 80% and you still sold, even though you lost.
Yeah.
So
Capitulating
now
is like
it
you
makes
go into the bar and some guy's like, "Hey, shut the fuck up, dude," and then you're like, "Okay, I'll just get my beer and leave." And you capitulated.
yes, definitely.
You act like a straight capit.
I mean, I think some of these alts that do survive, it may take 20 years for them to gain back to where they were at their peak. It may.
And then what are the probabilities that the team that's behind it currently has the
pretty good.
Statistically, I'd say probably would.
has the stamina to stick around?
Ride it out.
Oh God. So I mean,
Not too good with quote unquote words.
Yeah. So.
So,
Yeah,
like, what are the chances of them still being?
You got a great team behind this coin, and that's what's really you're like, oh man, I love this coin because we got this great team behind it. I really believe in these guys. Yeah, over the course of 20 years, what's the probability they stick with that coin, or that somebody else doesn't say, hey, we need you on this other project, or we're actually going to pay you some money to be on another project? Whereas you're just doing this project because you really believe in. Like Surfcoin. We did Surfcoin last week. That's a really cool project. What's the probability? I don't know what the probability is that it's the same group of people that are running this coin in future years. I don't know. I hope it's the same guy because honestly, I think whatever that guy gets into is going to be decent.
Decentralized.
It sounds like it'll probably be decentralized too. But
Meaning copulation.
We don't want it to copulate. That
do we?
Is pretty much a guarantee. We don't want that. We also don't want it to capitulate. We don't want you to capitulate, and that's why we bring you our 3-on-3 fast break. The 3-on-3 fast break is where each week we pick 3 coins from the 300 level market cap and make our pitch for that coin. Our pitch for that coin, if you will. We're going to give you an overview of that coin. We're going to tell you about the price, the market cap, the supply, a little bit about what it does and what potential it has for the future. But, who wants to go first?
I'll take it.
All right, my stopwatch is on 106,000 minutes. No. I don't know what this is. 106 hours. Let's reset that. And tell us about your coin. Your time starts now.
Okay. My coin this week is Ivy Coin with a K. You can find more at ivycoinwithak.com. Since we were covering big business and the man and all this, I thought this would be a good one. This one is very, very similar to Ripple. It is what it looks like. It's trying to be the institutional investors' means of transacting. So the big, most important focus for this coin looks to be the KYC and KYT integration into their blockchain. Basically, to navigate or transact on their blockchain, you have to go through a KYC process. And so that's why they say that it's better than Ripple, because it's easier to be regulated and legal, basically. So they're just covering their ass legally for large financial transactions across borders. That's really all that goes into it. That's honestly it. That you had to put it in an application to transact on the blockchain. It puts you into the Ivy private network, and they're kind of just trying to take the place of Swift in a blockchain manner, but also integrate KYC and KYT so that everything like holds up as far as like legality goes with identifying who's trading or who's transacting these financial transactions. 2 minutes, really? I got a whole nother minute. Anybody got any questions?
Win Lambo.
Oh, man. This one is really low down there, man. Oh, I didn't go over the stats. So let's see. For Ivy Coin right now, it's sitting at about 16 cents. It's got a market cap of 5 million, a total supply of 1.6 billion coins, and a circulating supply of about 300 million. So when Lambo, maybe never. It's tough.
Is it
about
rhyme
these,
with
man.
Schmever?
It's really tough about these because, like, as we watch the altcoin market just kind of dwindle down, it's like, dude, I don't know. I mean, that's a good idea. You know, being like a Ripple that integrates KYC and is mandatory, so it's like trackable and stuff. But will it succeed? I don't know, man. We'll just have to see.
10 seconds left. Would you ever buy it? Like, what would be the best use case for you to buy it?
If I saw.
All right. Okay, I'm gonna go next. We're gonna let you guys. I know Prater's been holding this thing in like a copulation all week, so I know he's been wanting to do this one. So we'll just let him hold it a little bit longer and see if he can, if he'll capitulate for me here. All right. You want to know if you're in safe hands? You need to check out Kesha. No, not the fake blonde. Or maybe she's real blonde. I don't know.
She brushed her teeth with a bottle of Jack.
I've heard that. Also, she says timber, and she apparently knows Pitbull. That has nothing to do with this coin. This is Kesha.
Not into it.
Not Kesha. Not Kesha.
Over it.
The symbol is CAS. It is currently 0.18786 USD and 0.00000, I think so. Yeah, 298 BTC. And 0.0000941 ETH. But the good news is
you're already out of time.
No, I still got 2 minutes left.
How many zeros was that?
That was 5 for Bitcoin, and that was 4 for Ethereum. But the big news is today, while everything else is in the shitter, Kesha is cashing in. They're up 54%, 51% in Bitcoin, and 48% to Ethereum. Why, you may ask? Because a lot of people are buying it. Why are a lot of people buying it, you may ask? Because the volume's high. Why is the volume high, you may ask? Let's find out. All right, so if you take a quick cursory glance of the Casha website, you'll find out that they've basically stolen the tagline from Allstate. You're in safe hands.
Ooh.
Not exactly, but kind of. Also, they're blue. So we'll give them a pass on that. You're in safe hands. Regulation compliance. Regulation portion. I got a minute
Look
left.
at that. Yours sounds very similar to mine.
They're protecting data. They got a multi-sig wallet. They got 24/7 support. I like that. Real-time ID and fraud monitoring. So this is definitely a transaction coin. European Union, Great Britain. They do Casha coin, obviously, BTC and Ethereum. In the regulation market, they are in the process of applying their own EMI license through FCA and moving towards a BL. I just added the BL part. It's banker's license. And they're partnering with accredited institutions. They really want to do a lot of cool stuff with banking. Shoot. Anyways, check it out. It's up 54%, so it's worth looking at. This is not investing advice.
Yeah, buy it at the top. It's up 54%. Get it now before it goes down to 98%.
Buy it. It's up 54% of the shit market. Buy it now.
It can only go up.
It can only go up from here. It's up 51%. Why wouldn't it do another 51?
Yeah, this is definitely not investing advice. Do not listen to us.
All right, Prater's up. Prater's got a coin about homelessness or something.
Prater
Which, by
is
the way,
homeless now. Everybody, welcome.
Something that hopefully cryptocurrencies
Hobo P.
will solve.
All right, my coin this week is
Your
Hobo
time
Nickels.
starts now.
Hobo Nickels. It is a cryptographic currency.
Sounds amazing.
Yeah,
What is
similar to
cryptography?
Bitcoin, that has online transactions that are easy and efficient.
What?
Yeah.
You're blowing my mind right now.
The transactions are extremely fast.
Wait, what? How
The
fast?
rest- that's the
Extremely?
measured rate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, that's a scientific measurement for sure. Extremely.
It is
high.
one of the fastest coins available.
Damn.
So far, the specificity is blowing my mind.
It's a proof of stake coin. You can check it out at hobonickels.info. It is currently like 0.03 of a penny. Has a market cap of $253,000. It has a total supply or circulating supply of 64 million, a total supply of 120,000. You can buy it on Cryptopia. It is a masternode coin with a minimum yearly return of 20% and a maximum return of 100%. And you can receive the returns after 1 day of staking your coins. Now, their website's pretty simple. They don't really, it's just a, crypto coin. It was actually created, from what it sounds like, as a historical pastime and hobby of carving nickels into artwork.
I think that's
Doesn't
how
it-
all the great large corporations got started, right? Just like little hobbies, and
But-
boom, Walmart. Little
And
hobby,
jumping from
One
train
thing-
to train with a stick and a
a
knapsack.
little bag, picnic bag thing.
That is kind of neat about Hobo Nickels is you can stake for charity. So if you stake your coins and your returns, you can turn it on to where half of your returns go to charities, and they have charity addresses on their website that you can put in to send your coins to. So like,
Does it tell you what to do when the charity's pissed that they only get a fraction of 20% of your return on a fraction of a penny coin?
Well, I would imagine that a
Oh.
charity is just happy to get any kind of donation.
Yeah, right. They got to file taxes on that.
Well, I mean, maybe.
thanks for your 0.0008 cents. Now I got to file paperwork for this, you dick.
Well, not if they do it under the table. But you can. They support Songs of Love. Send it back to Hobo Nichols. Yeah, that's Hobo Nichols in a nutshell.
Oh, I'm glad we waited for that.
Holy shit! I mean, I'm almost speechless. It's so amazing.
It really is.
It's gonna change the world for hobos.
And Nichols.
Yeah.
Not that we're saying Hobo Nichols is good or bad.
They're just Hobo Nichols.
It's just Hobo Nichols. It just is what it is. And if you want to donate your Hobo Nichols to Decentralized Talk Podcast,
Decentralizedtalk.com.
Go to decentralizedtalk.com.
Don't, because Tater will give you a tongue lashing. Because apparently we got to file taxes on that shit.
I'm talking about all of our listeners getting together. Everybody get Hobo Nichols and donate them to our. Well, we're not really a charity. That could be really complicated.
We do have a donation.
501c3
donations links on the page. So we don't have a Hobo wallet. What is it? Hobo coin? Hobo nickels? We don't have a Hobo nickel wallet, but
I wonder why they picked nickels instead of like a quarter or anything other than a nickel.
Any coin would just be Hobo coin.
Hobo pennies?
Probably because Hoboken is like a real place.
Maybe.
Although Hobocoin would be the perfect moniker for that.
Maybe it was taken by some other hobo.
Well said. And that about wraps things up for this episode of The D. Be sure to tune in next week.
What a segue there, man. I couldn't even tell anything happened. It was like the conversation was going so fluid, and then it's just like, yeah.
It's like a river.
Yeah.
You gotta jump in.
Like a delta right then. Separated off from the main stream.
Like
right into the exit. The waterfall.
Delta dawn was a cloud. Sorry, I'm in Nashville this week, guys, so it's a lot of old country shit happening around here.
All right. Some of the Grand Ole Opry is?
That is where the Grand Ole Opry is. I wasn't able to make it to the Grand Ole Opry. I really wanted to go, but
yeah,
it just wasn't on my.
I had to see the Grand Ole Opry.
I wanted to go see it, but
there's that one also, old guy.
You know,
that old guy. The possum is
George Jones.
Dead. Yeah, he died. He's up there with Robin Williams.
He's dead with Robin Williams.
He is the greatest possum player of all time because he has been underground for a long time.
A lot of people don't know that. That's why he's named the possum. It's because he faked his death.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that. Because not even true.
Are we talking about Tupac?
You talking about Machiavelli? You talking about Machiavelli?
We know that his soul's been captured and put into hologram form. We saw that.
Rasputin? Who are we talking about?
Rasputin? Are you disputing Rasputin? All right, guys. Be sure to tune in next week where we attempt to interview somebody about something. Stay tuned and find out if it's interesting or not. Special hint. It is. Check us out. Be sure to send comments at DTalk Podcast on Twitter and Facebook. Decentralized Talk on iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spotify, MusicCoin, everywhere you find dope shit. We're there. Stay decent, cryptos.